we said, we would like to collaborate. Maybe we can ask if we can be a pair. And then I think Justina Smaranda said like, no, you don't have an influence. And then we got paired anyway.
Now I have the best chance to work with.
So in recent years, I've been mostly doing glass sculpture and writing texts, poems, but also not so defined texts. And but this is where most of my interests start, from expressing things in language or expressing things about material.
These three of them here, these paintings were I painted for Rundgang this year in January, and I wanted to paint about the theme which I'm the most interested, which is nature and human being. And there's no specific story of this painting series, but I just wanted to depict some like overwhelming mood and tense between human and nature. In the process of painting which series, I feel like I kind of getting healed, as if you're writing diary, telling everything that you want to say. It'd be better if I can. Actually, whenever I paint, I don't really have like specific and concrete plans and sketch. I paint just like kind of spontaneously. Planning everything concretely is kind of boring to me. Yeah.
Test. And around the same time, I discovered, like I started going to flea markets with a colleague and seeing like really quirky, funny glass objects and wondering what they are. And I wanted to make like a scientist's or a sorceress table with all these objects. And then I thought, it would be cool, maybe I apply for Erasmus to a glass department and I learn how to make these things myself. And then that took me a really different direction, away from this symbolic one to really observing how glass acts when you manipulate it with.
So in QMA, the point of the project is like I can collaborate with other artists, and I really liked it because I kind of had thirst of having real communication, because in my daily life I've always had just superficial conversations with other people. Like, even though I'm surrounded by so many artists in academy, but I don't really talk about so deeply about art and about my life. So yeah.
I think the luck we had was that we kind of found very early on, we found this common denominator that we, with the figure of the witch.
It's gonna be a sculpture of with my own face, and it's gonna be made from glass powder.
And then I think we discovered that, yes, this figure of the witch is present for both of us, but it means very different things. So we both come to that figure from a different background.
Yeah. You know, in academy there's no glass workshop, so but I've always wanted to try working with some glass. I've tried it once in her studio. I tried melting a small piece of glass with fire from gas, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was really amazing, but pretty hard for me.
And I made one project that I'm still very proud of. That was my graduation project 2 years ago. It was a book on two glass artists, TARA and SOPHIE. And we made an artist book on them, and it contains, it's really a designed book, and it contains a drama, like a theater play drama that I wrote based on our interactions, so it's semi-fictional. Mm-hmm. And then it was really all about designing that book according to the things that pop up in their work. And it's the book is called TARA and SOPHIE, Notes on Split, and the guiding motive was the split that occurs, for example, when glass breaks, because when something splits, you have one or more parts that were a whole, that were a unit, but that are now separate and that are now sovereign and can look at each other, but also they still fit together along the crack line.